I know I said get ready to do the work yesterday. Are you guys ready? I hope you got ready. Because it's time to get in the work. Put in work. Mm-mm. I'm just messing with y'all. I'm just dancing. So, today, step one is all about your ideal life. And this is the life you've always dreamed of, the life that you wish that you had. So, what I want you to do for today's challenge is I need you to watch the video from beginning to end before you just jump into the assignment because I want you to hear everything that I have to say. Then afterwards, you're going to take the rest of the 20 to 40 minutes that you've set aside, because I said that yesterday, so the time that you set aside to complete the assignment, then you'll go and you'll start doing the work. But I want you to listen to everything that I have to say first. So today we're talking about your ideal life, and I want you to answer the question, right? What would your life look like in the next 5 years if you had all the time in the world, all the money in the world, all the knowledge in the world, right? Where would you be? What would your life look like? So let's go into our minds and imagine, right? You wake up in the morning. This is 5 years from now. All the time, all the money, all the knowledge in the world. Where are you waking up? In what space? Are you in a brand new apartment in New York City? Are you in your own house somewhere in the countryside? Like, where are you? What does that place look like? Right? Who's waking up next to you when you wake up in the morning? Who is it? Is it that dream man that you've always been dreaming of? Is it alone because you know you can do it by yourself? What is it? What does your bed look like? Who's in it with you? Are you by yourself? When you get up, you walk to the bathroom, you look into the mirror. What do you see on the other side? Do you still look the same as you do now? Are you more toned up? Are you more muscular? Are you more whatever it is? I need you to write it down. What is it that you look like? Do you look the same, or have you changed up just a little bit, right? Now, as you go through your day, what's happening to your 9 to 5? I'm not saying that you have a job. I'm just saying what happens in your 9 to 5. What are you doing throughout that day? What are you doing throughout that space? What is that thing that you love that you just want to do all the time? Is that what you're actually doing? I need you to think about it, and I need you to write these things out. What does that day look like? Are you working from home? Are you leaving the house to go to your fancy corner office? What is it? Next, I need you to think about, okay, your day is winding down. What's happening at the end of your day? Are you going back home to your family? Are you going to go hang out with your girlfriends? What does the end of your day look like? What is it? And speaking of which, if you want to, you can write down the car that you drove out with, the car that you're about to go meet your friends with, or the car that you're about to come home in. What is it, right? I need you to write it down, because today is all about your daydreams. Those things that you want, those things that you've always imagined that you can have. We're going to start working towards them. So I need you, when you start writing down what your ideal life looks like, I need you to write down all of these details. And I don't need you to stop and think, oh, wait, I can't have this. I'm not going to write this down. Write it down. Write it all down. Whatever the first things that come to your mind are, I need you to write it down. What does your ideal life look like? Brainstorm away. Don't let anything stop you from writing down the things that are coming to your head. Write them down in that paper, because these are things that are true within you, that things that you're always seeing and the things that you always imagine that you could have. I need you to write it down, because they're going to be real. You're going to make them real. So I need you to write it down. Anything that comes to your mind, right? So now, for those of you who have the workbook, and you've already watched the video and you're going back to do the assignments, and you're looking at the section in the workbook that says how to ace this step because you kind of forgot some of the things that I asked throughout the video, here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to take a look at the how to ace this step section, and you see where it has the ideal life starter questions over here. I don't want you to go down the list and answer these questions one by one. That's not what the assignment is for. That's not what the assignment is about. I just put those questions there as things to get your mind going and get your mind jogging about the things that you want. So it can be any of these, some of these things that are on here might be things that you're thinking of, and if it's not, then skip it, right? But I don't want you to go, number one, where do I reside? New York City, right? Number two, what does my family structure look like? I got 2 kids and a dog. No, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to go one by one and answer the questions. I want you to write down the things that first come to your mind when you imagine what your ideal life looks like. Okay? So those starter questions are just to help guide you into the things that you should be answering. If you in case you need a refresher, in case you need something to start your mind, and then it just goes from there. So once your mind starts going from there, I need you to start writing all of those things down. So today's assignment may take you 5 minutes, it may take you 20 minutes, right? But whatever it is, get your notebook or your workbook and start writing down the things that are part of your ideal life, and write down everything that comes to your mind. Do not stop writing because you think that it's something that can't happen. I need you to write it down anyway, okay? Another thing I don't want you to do just because you have the workbook, don't go jump into step 2. Step 2 is going to come tomorrow. When it comes tomorrow, then you start thinking about step 2. Don't jump into the next step just because you have the guide and you have the steps. Stay with us. It's a process, and you need to go through every step and embrace the step for what it is. And I don't need you rushing ahead. So just stick to step 1. Don't start doing step 2 just because it's there. I just need you to stick and focus on the assignment that you are working on today. Okay? Don't even peek at what step 2 says. Just focus on step 1. Okay, so that is it. I need you guys to go do the work. Grab your notebooks, grab your workbook, and write down what your ideal life looks like. You don't have to share them with me. No judgment here. Based on the things that you've written down. If you want to share it in the group, I'm going to make sure I include that link in the video so you guys can join the my online community on Facebook. Where we kind of share some of our things that we're working on. If you want to come over and join us. If you're doing it with me live, like in the second week in January, if you're doing it with me live, make sure you come on over to the group and share, because we're all going to be sharing at the same time. If you're doing this in the replay, you might go back and see the old posts if they're still like there. If not, but just still come over to the community and join us, because we're going to still be talking about these things throughout the year, because you're not just setting your goals now in January and then that's it, right? It's all done. Like, no, we're gonna have to keep coming back and revisiting these things and making sure that we're working on them, or we're changing the plan in case we have to shift. But let me stop getting into all that, because I'm giving you your time to go work on step 1. So step 1, what does your ideal life look like? Answer the question, brainstorm away. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for step 2.